I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Bring us in, Lynch.
Give me something. Give me something to work with. I got something. I was walking down the street last night, and in New York, there's so many windows. You can see into every single apartment. You can see people when they're eating breakfast. You can see people when they're getting into bed. You might accidentally catch somebody when they're naked. And I'm not saying that I want people to see me when I'm naked, but I want to be in good enough shape that somebody would want to look. Somebody would want to peek in. And so to you, I say it's not too late to get in shape to be someone that a voyeur seeks to see. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Lynch. Thank you. Yeah, good luck with all your summer goals. Yeah, I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico soon, and I don't know. Yeah, it's too late for me for sure. But I'm going for a wedding, but I don't give a fuck, dude.
No.
I'm in a current state of mind that I don't care about that. I know that there are other times where I care a lot, but I currently don't. So I'm excited to go and watch everybody and like watch a bunch of men be like, I shouldn't eat that. Bro, you're a pussy.
The pickles have too many calories.
I shouldn't eat that. You're a bitch.
Eat it all.
So that's where we are.
What's going on with you?
All right, I got something for you. I've been enjoying a show.
Okay.
This show is called Do Not Attempt. It is the David Blaine show on Nat Geo. It's great.
Is it new or
Yeah.
is it one of his OG shows?
It's new. When I first started watching it, I was like, wow, this is like crazy, crazy production. But then as I've continued to watch it, I feel a little less like that. But it's still very, very good. It's not quite Chris Hemsworth, Will Smith show level, but it's very, very, very good. And it's just interesting because, first of all, I find magic interesting, I've realized. It's cool. Magic's cool. And especially when it's stuff like that. Now, half of the time as I'm watching David Blaine, I'm like, why? And then the other half of the time, I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and there's also like a travel component, which obviously I'm drawn to. But basically he goes around seeing the different regional tricks that people do and techniques and this and that, and like building them into a thing that he's going to try. And there's a really cool one in India where like, and sometimes like you'll see these dudes do these tricks and like, he doesn't know how they do it. And like, no one does. Like and there was one really interesting thing where there's these dudes like sticking shit through their bodies. So like a pole, like a skewer through their arm, right? And David Blaine knows how to do that one. So he like does it and like they're sticking shit in their body. And then one guy takes a pole and sticks it through his neck, through the other side. And like, then he pulls it out and there's no mark. So like clearly he didn't do it, but like no one knows how he did it. So there's all this cool shit like this. Hillary will not watch it. She's like, or you should like turn this off while she's in the room because it's just like too intense. But bro, it's sick. It's the show I'm enjoying right now.
Are magicians illusionists? Are those synonymous with each other?
I don't know. That's worth looking up. So anyway, like the thing that's cool about him is like a lot of the times these things that he's doing, they require like physical things. There's not like full trickery. Like if he's in a cube of ice, like he's literally in the ice, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like techniques, like breath techniques, understanding the anatomy. Like he does this thing where he sticks a knife all the way in his nose. There's all this cool shit like that. And dude, he's just like...
No blood?
No. And bro, he just fucking loves this shit. He just thinks it's sick. Like it's this dude who bashes bottles against his head, like thick glass bottles. And like he like tries to learn how to do that. It's just, it's really cool. And I think he's cool. I'm a fan.
They're interchangeable terms.
Got it. So anyway.
I used to watch whatever show he did in like the early 2000s with my mom all the time. Obsessed with him.
He's cool.
He is very cool. He was especially cool to me when I was little. He had a cool dark vibe. He had a Bam Margera vibe to him.
Yeah. I wonder like to what degree, how LA he is. I'm like, is he one of these guys who like only fucks with you if he thinks that you're like famous enough? or like can fully, and I know in this show where he's traveling around, you know, these are like random people, but like, you know, these are going towards his agenda. So like you can't really see it. Cause I always picture there's certain guys in these shows where I'm like, that's a guy who like wouldn't hit you back.
And what's a key indicator?
I don't know. It's hard to put my
just
finger
a vibe?
on, but it's a vibe. It's like, oh, because it's tough, man. It's tough out here in showbiz. And like by aligning yourself properly, you can really get ahead. I can't do it. So maybe I'm like jealous of people who have that so naturally, or like, I wish it came more easily to me. Maybe that's why I hate it, but it just seems so disingenuous. I hate it. I can't tell with him. Hopefully he's a cool ass dude.
Yeah.
And all these type of guys, bro, like this is the thing that's interesting about like famous people. They know that time that you chill with them, you're going to remember it forever and you're going to talk about it. So they need to be like their coolest selves in that moment. But if you get like a tad bit more time with them, it's very quickly you start seeing what they're really like. So like people are like, oh, he was actually so cool. That was bullshit probably. That guy was probably...
Especially if someone's saying it like that.
He was like the most humble guy. He like stood and took pictures with everybody as if that's a thing that someone should be applauded for. This poor guy's trying to go somewhere.
Yeah.
He's a good guy for taking pictures. No, those people are shitty guys for lining up in public asking him for pictures. He's going somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God forbid he goes no. And everyone's like, he's a dick. He thinks he's better than people. You know what I mean? And I'm sure these celebrities get scared of that. I mean, I can't speak from experience, but like, if people were bothering me all day to take pictures and shit, like I feel bad for Justin Bieber right now, bro. He's getting a lot of bad press and he's just like, and the whole time I'm like, bro, these people are so annoying. They're being so annoying to him. Like, what's he supposed to do? How can he not get annoyed?
Yeah. He's always been, when you started talking about meeting celebrities, I thought about his Bieber spat that happened a couple weeks ago with the paparazzi. Like, he was like,
you
go
don't care
away,
about people.
money.
Yeah.
And then other times he's nice and compassionate. And then, you know, there's got to be a point where just like, you're going to snap. It's all the time
Dude,
for the Biebster.
You don't owe these guys shit. Like, fuck them. Like, they're just all up in your shit. Sometimes I fantasize about how I would behave if the paparazzi were bothering me.
Yeah.
I've made it into a couple paparazzi photos, Ryan.
Really?
You should know, yes. I was not the center of them. And I enjoyed the experience because it was not my everyday life. But I envision a scenario where I do the same exact thing every single time so that my picture isn't worth anything. So people stop bothering me because they know that the picture that they're going to get of me is the same exact one. But then I'm like, maybe you secretly want it, because what's worse, being bothered by the paparazzi all day or them forgetting about you? But, and actually at that point, if I'm at the point where I can't...
You're wearing down the paparazzi.
Yeah, if they were to go away someday, it would probably be good because my legacy would still be there and I'd obviously probably be rich. If I were to have made the amount of money it takes to be in that position, I would be responsible. I don't need a bunch of shit. Like I don't think that... I'm historically not like incredible with money, but like I think if I had enough of it, I would be very good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Better than like I'm not like, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Like there's literally, I don't want stuff. Really. I wouldn't buy a fancy car. But maybe, I mean, very quickly you start like suddenly you get a bigger house. You always figure out a way to level up.
Yeah. Do you finish White Lotus?
Yes.
Money changes people.
I'm trying to think.
What's her name said the exact same thing to the guy at the White Lotus as Jennifer Coolidge said to her when she was leaving.
Oh, wow.
Things have changed. We'll try again another time.
I missed that.
She got to enjoy being rich for 5 minutes.
You know, it is, wait, what do you mean?
The spa lady from season 1 and 3.
But what do you mean enjoy it for 5 minutes? I thought
she said that. She's like, let me be rich for 5 minutes. I'll do the spa later. Let me be rich. And she's probably going to be rich for a little bit longer than 5.
But bro, yeah, no, it's true. And it is true. Even in comedy, you see these guys that you started with who, oh, hey, they're like agreeable and they just wanted to be in the mix. They make a little money. And then you see what they're really like.
They don't need to be
like that anymore. So I don't even think it's like, oh, you've changed. I think there's a way that you can be like the more confident, self-assured version of yourself. Whereas before, maybe you just didn't quite have that. And I think you can do that. There's a way to do that gracefully. But there's also a way to not. And there's examples that I can think of where I'm like, I cannot believe this guy is sunning me. Like, I never thought this guy was going to do shit.
Sunning you?
Yeah. I never thought this guy was going to do a thing. If you were to have asked me, what will he do in his career, he or she, I would have been like, I have no idea. I'm praying for them. And apparently my prayers worked because here they are killing it and now acting all better than me and shit. You're not better than me, dude.
You got to corner them, size them up.
I've been hate watching The Night Agent.
Okay.
Do you ever do that?
I hate watched Temptation Island.
Okay.
I hate watch. You enjoy your hate watch?
So like The Night Agent is a show that I find
Night
enjoyable.
Agent.
It's like exciting. It's an exciting show, but it's just like, no offense to the show, it's just like not sophisticated. It's like not realistic at all in an almost offensive way. Pretty much the entire show. And the actors are all good. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like they can do to change the outcome. Like it's just the show is set up in a way where it's like a guilty pleasure. It reminds me of The Flight Attendant. There's like glaring problems with the story almost always. And still you're kind of like, all right, I guess I'll keep watching this.
Yeah.
And there's exciting stuff that happens.
Suits is like that
Interesting.
for me at least. Yeah. It's a fun binge.
Yeah. And it got into Black Mirror because of you.
Yeah. How'd you like the first season?
It was good. I would say that if I had to rank the episodes, my favorite one was the one about your whole past is like recorded. You know the one I'm talking about?
The entire history of you.
The entire history of you. I love how deeply you
Or whatever it's called.
I think that's what it's literally called.
Or whatever it's called. Season 1, episode 3. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I thought
Whatever
that
it
one
was.
was very good. And like it's complicated. You know what I mean? You're like, oh wow. Like you go back and forth thinking who's right and wrong in it, which I think is like really good. Then I would say the one where the like president has to like have sex with the pig. That's a really, really good one too. And then the Daniel Kaluuya one I couldn't really get into. I thought it was kind of boring.
Interesting. I got to rewatch. I watched that 10 years ago now. I think I was a lot more impressionable. And I remember being like, whoa.
Yeah, it was like really slow and like the message wasn't that profound to me. And maybe it's because like the social media has progressed so much that like whatever they're talking about there is just like obvious now.
Yeah.
So maybe like to me it didn't age well or something, but I just thought it was super slow. And now I'm in the middle of the John Hamm one and I'm curious how that's going to end.
Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's heading somewhere good.
Yeah. People rank the seasons like, oh, it's not the same. This season's not as good. Like, they're not seasons. Like, they're different. I consider them batches because every episode is from a different director. They're all their own mini movies.
Right. It's
I mean,
30 for 30.
not necessarily different directors, but different writers. And then Charlie Booker, I believe, is the creator of the show. He directs most of the episodes, but he also delegates to other people. They're all different mini movies.
I also think it's cool that, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think it's cool that so far I've recognized an actor in each one. And I suspect I probably will for the duration of the show. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the episodes that take place in the UK are the best. They're killer. And it originally was a BBC show, and then it got picked up, I think, after the second season by Netflix. Every season has an amazing episode, and then people will just compare it to the original season, being like, it's not the same. But I wouldn't pay attention to that.
What do people consider the amazing one from season 1?
The entire history of you is definitely up there. A lot of people revere the 15 million merit or 1500 merit one.
Daniel Kaluuya is very good.
He's great.
It's cool to see too. Like that was obviously before his sort of big rise, so that's cool.
Yeah. So that was great. And I heard that the new season amongst the critics is Black Mirror is back in its top tier form, and it's supposed to be very emotional, and it's supposed to be very depressing.
Cool.
And very AI heavily oriented.
Cool.
And so Victoria refuses to watch with me. She doesn't like the way it makes her feel.
Yeah, dude, those kind of shows, like the good sci-fi shit makes you feel icky.
Yeah. We got in bed the other night and Ex Machina. Oh my God, the twist. We got in bed the other night. He's like standing over her just like, I love you.
Dude, what a fucking
he's about to whip it out and then she's just
fucking
see ya. I love that eerie ending. So good. But anyway, I get in bed and then I start playing the intro and it's like, and I was like, babe, you want to come to bed and watch this? Wind down? And she's like, no.
She's like, Ryan, why don't you go get naked and stand in front of the window?
Yeah.
Like, you know you want to.
Oh.
Wait, so White Lotus, spoiler alert's coming. If you haven't seen it already, I mean, it's been everywhere, so I'm sure you probably already had it spoiled. Have we talked about it? I'd be curious.
Finale?
Yeah, or just like the season, the whole thing.
A little bit. We talked about it, I think, a few episodes into the season.
Yeah, let's talk about it. What'd you think?
I liked it. It's a slow burn. Not every arc was as fulfilling as the other, but I blindly love Mike White's vision.
He's great.
And I'm probably going to kiss his ass all the way through the rest of his career. I like him, and I like what his vibe is, so I love the third season. I don't really want to compare them. They're all their own thing. It definitely was the slower season, but I take no shots at the show at all.
Yeah, I want to say the first season's my favorite, so. This one, it's funny, like hot take potentially, but I really did not like any part of the Walton Goggins storyline.
Yeah, you didn't like how they changed settings for a little bit.
I hated that, but none of it rang true to me at all. None of it the whole time.
Yeah.
It felt like super unrealistic. He's obviously great. And if you were to like go on this sort of like modern day, like Western samurai thing, which is maybe, I still can't get over the idea that like maybe it's inspired by some sort of like traditional tale. And there's some kind of like really interesting tie-in that I don't know about that would make me think it's cool. Where it's like, oh, it's actually this like Thai folk tale about the man's father and he needs to avenge his father and it is his father.
Star Wars.
Yeah, right.
Maybe Star Wars is the
which, by the way, hacky twist. Sorry.
That was unfulfilling.
A lot of dream sequences, hacky, but whatever. Still a great show. And me calling it hacky, I've never written a show, and the things that I have written are way hackier than that. So let's put that out there. But yeah, dude, I like none of it worked for me at all. I liked all the other storylines. I thought they were all solid. I would have liked to have seen what happened with the dad. I would have liked for him to like get off the hook at the end. I would have liked that.
Yeah.
And he's good, that guy, obviously.
He's great.
Everybody's good. Patrick Schwarzenegger's great. The girl with the teeth was great.
She was fantastic.
All the women with the teeth. Everyone had the teeth. The Toronto or the Canadian lady had kind of wacky teeth too. Mm-hmm. All good stuff.
The one thing I do wish, Mike White committed and let the son die. That would have been very poetic.
Oh, from Poison.
Because he was the one that deserved it. Like, he's the one that dad didn't want to die. He's the one that I think was the most innocent. And that would have been really baller and savage if he let him die.
Yeah, the dad like ended up being a good dad in the end. He kept it all to himself. He didn't like, you know what I mean?
I don't know about that. He fully committed for a moment to killing his whole family.
I agree, but he didn't.
Except his son.
But he didn't.
He let them sip. He let if one of them they were all standing like this for a really long time. It's very, very likely that one person could have just been like,
got too close for comfort. You knew that poisonous plant was going to come into play at some point. So I liked too that they were like these teasers, and then you kind of had to try to figure it out. I liked that the spa lady. It went exactly best case scenario.
Yeah.
In a way that was almost disinteresting, but you were so sure that something bad was going to happen that I thought that was fun.
I did too.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
Overall.
I thought it was great.
Lynch, if I'm doing a bunch of work, sitting at the computer, doing stuff that I don't want to do that I could otherwise procrastinate.
Doing Lucy.
And yes, when I have that feeling where I'm like, oh my God, I really don't want to do this. For me, having a nice Lucy in the lip really just makes it a much more pleasant experience. 100% pure nicotine. They make them in 4 and 8 milligram strengths. I like the 4 personally. Mango is my favorite flavor, and I love the Lucy Breakers. Have a little ball that you can kind of burst for an extra flavor. You just kind of
or
pop your teeth on it.
Use it like a fidget spinner for your tongue.
You can.
Bring it around town. Oh, Lucy.
I got one in right now. And, I really enjoy it. Not to say that I don't enjoy doing the pod, because I really do enjoy doing the pod. So it doesn't only extend to things that you don't want to do. It also extends to things that you do want to do. Mm-hmm. If there's any situation where I'm sitting down for a long period of time doing anything, love having one in. And I actually look forward to it.
And if you're someone that doesn't do anything, you just sit in a room all day without windows, popping in a Lucy might help pass the time as well.
Amen, brother.
But we hope that's not how you're spending your time.
Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/oops and use promo code oops to get 20% off your first order. Lucy has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. Again, that's lucy.co/oops and use code oops to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. So all of my attempts to have to avoid the Supreme Court filing have failed.
Okay.
So we are taking the next step. I'm running out of time. So my 6-month deadline is May 4th. And I already talked to the Italian consulate. They said that they would grant me an extension because I anticipated having the change approved. I didn't fully understand That's the other thing that's hard. It's like, it'll be a thing that's hard to understand, and no one will be like, hey, just so you know, like, this is hard to understand. So like, this is what you do. No one cares. No one wants to help you. It's a broken system. Whoever's sitting there working at the place, they're probably not making that much money. They're probably dealing with dicks all day. There's no incentive for them to like try to go out of their way to help you. They deal with 1,000 of you a day. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but so anyway, like the thing said, if your dad changed his name during naturalization, then you can present the petition for naturalization, and then that can be used as a thing to change the name on the birth certificate. So I thought that because my dad's name on his naturalization was different than the name that when he was born, that he had changed it. But that is not the case. He just at some point gave himself a middle name for no fucking reason. And then on the sheet, it says, do you want to change your name during naturalization? He said no. So technically he did not do that. Therefore I could not do that. And, you know, all my attempts to get connections at the consulate have failed. I emailed them yesterday being like, hey, I'm going to go move forward with the Supreme Court filing. You know, I'm getting close to my deadline. Can I have an extension? I explained everything. And then I was like, can you send me back my birth certificate? Because they have it. And they've already sent me back the petition for naturalization. So I've done that before. So it should theoretically be fine. So the thing about the Supreme Court filing, it's not as difficult as it sounds, potentially. And they give you this big packet. And I was like, everything I need to know is in here. She's like, yeah. And then of course it's like really complicated, but I think I got it. And basically once I get my birth certificate, I then have to just like state the situation, and then I hand it in, and then at some point I get a court hearing, and then within a couple months it's handled. But the judge has to rule in my favor, but it seems like it's pretty streamlined that this is a thing that happens. So, and it also obviously costs hundreds of dollars, which is what it is at this point. It's a giant money pit. And basically I want to make sure I fill it out right so that the judge can't be like, oh, you did this wrong. Another 6 months. You know what I mean? So I think that the citizenship people will extend my application up to 2 years if there's a Supreme Court filing in progress.
Okay.
So
Up to 2 years?
I think so. We'll see. They haven't emailed me back yet, but basically once I get the birth certificate back, I'm going to go in, drop it off, and hopefully everything will be fine. I suspect I'll probably have to make 2 trips. Like I'll probably do something wrong when I go in for the first time. Have to get a bunch of notarization again. And I'm struggling to not be frustrated with my dad. I feel like it is such a piker turkey move to not set this up for your kids. Like they have the opportunity to have dual citizenship. Like how do you not think of the value of that to begin with? And then how do you impede the process with stupidity? You know what I mean? No offense, Dad. Like I love you, but like, how do you not think of that? How did you not think my name should match on your birth certificate the same way it does on mine? I've already amended everything, but for some reason the birth certificates. So it's like really hard knowing that it doesn't have to be like this. It's really, really frustrating to know that it could just be done. And it's been annoying to have to do this whole process. And I'm so close to being done. So like, I was fine with that. Okay, fine. You guys didn't get it for me. All right, whatever. Like my mom didn't even become a citizen until she was like, what? Till she was like in her late 30s. She wasn't even a citizen. So like, you know, why would they have thought of that? Why would they have thought of that? But like everybody that I know with dual citizenship, it was just obvious. And like their parents were like, oh, of course they're going to be dual citizens. Of course. It's just such a value add thing. You know what I mean? And while you can't necessarily pinpoint the specific value, you kind of never know when there will be specific value. So anyway, whatever. I'm wrong to be frustrated about it. I know.
No, you're not.
He didn't do anything. I'm wrong to be upset at him. I'm not wrong to be frustrated.
You can be frustrated.
I can be frustrated.
And it makes sense why pinning it, because it's such an easy, it coulda, shoulda, woulda been such an easy thing to prevent.
And I said to him, I'm like, this is time and money that I could have spent building my personal foundation so I could care for you in your old age.
It's valid.
And he was like, I like the sound of that. And then he's like, you know, what do you want me to tell you? He's like, I was like bitching at him about it yesterday, which is bratty of me, but I was like, why would you do that? He's like, well, I was insecure about my name. He's like, it sounded like an immigrant name and so I'm like, why'd you then give yourself a more complicated name? Giulio is actually objectively a more complicated name than Giuliano. Also, your middle name is the most ethnic thing in the world. Why would you give yourself an ethnic middle name if all that were true? He goes, I don't remember what I was thinking. I'm like, all right, yeah, fair.
How old was he when he did this?
In his 30s. Bro,
It's tough. It's
it's
tough.
such a tough pill to swallow, man. It's so much fucking work, as you all know. And at this point, you're probably like, why the fuck are you even going through this? I think people who try to do this go through this. You know what I mean? This is what happens. And
You're in too deep now.
now the Italians too are like they're like changing the rules so that people can't apply. It's not going to apply to me yet because I have such a direct tie to Italy. My parents are both came here from there. But like the grandparent thing, I think they're like cutting back on that. And they're making it so you can't because there's just too many applications. So dude, I got the appointment, which is really hard to do. I got it all. And this is the one thing. If I just talk to the right person at the consulate, still, if anybody knows anybody, please, it's not too late. But hopefully I'll get it done, man. And when I do, I'm gonna weep.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your Instagram story with the folder.
The folder.
The fact that you have folders in your hands that sounds horrible.
I know.
That sounds horrible.
The packet they gave me is like 30 pages to do this, by the way. And I'm filing a court case against the Department of Health. That's what I'm currently doing.
Are you gonna represent yourself?
Like, yeah, I think my dad needs to be there. I don't know, but yeah, Article 78, which, by the way, if you Google it online, how to do it, it like makes it seem like you need a lawyer. You absolutely don't. This is actually going into the Supreme Court office to do this is the easiest part of the process so far. I literally just walked into the room. I was the only guy there. I went up to the lady. I was in and out of the office in 2 seconds. So that was a godsend. It was actually, you didn't need an appointment. That was the easiest thing as far as just like going into an office to try to do a paperwork thing. The easiest getting to the lady at the window step of all of it. So just FYI to anybody who's going through this bullshit.
Sorry, dude.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
It sucks. I know. But people are invested in the journey, which I'm enjoying. So thus the updates on my story. If anybody's like, why is he posting this? People are like engaging with it.
You're in too deep.
Yeah.
There's no reality in which you don't get it.
So
it doesn't take 2 years.
Exactly.
Oh.
And all this is to say, man, I guess if we want to now say something nice about my family, since I was just unreasonably frustrated with them, maybe, I was thinking about the other day how my dad is like kind of random, and the fact that he is a random guy gave me the opportunity to be a random guy, which I appreciate. There was no expectation based on the way things work because my family didn't do things in a normal way. My parents moved to the city from Italy. My dad, his parents were blue collar, like his dad was a waiter or whatever. He became a professor, which is like random, and moved to like a small town that he loves. That's kind of like in the middle of nowhere in a way, like not quite. And I love the town, but just the idea that like he did this unpredictable path, I think made it easier for me to pursue one without any judgment. So I appreciate that, mom and dad.
That is nice.
Yep. So, you can't have it all. So I'll take the latter if the shortcoming is the former.
Yeah.
Being the lack of foresight to just set me up with dual citizenship when I was born.
Be a sick Giulio movie where you're going through all this process.
Imagine.
It's fictionalized and people are like, Giulio, you don't need to do that. You're an American. Everything's great. And it's like that. And you're like, okay. And then you just continue working towards getting your dual. Just montage footage.
Shows me fighting, montage
showing up, getting rejected,
music.
being like,
Fuck.
but then getting closer and getting closer. And then eventually like a huge civil war breaks out and you're at the airport and they're like, sorry, sir, all Americans need to stay. Only people from different countries. And then you turn around and you look at that one person that was like, you're an American. And then you pull out your Italian citizenship and you're like this. And then you fly away.
Bye-bye.
You fly away.
Dude, my dad then of course reminds me, he's like, that was funny when you said to the lady, so my dad could have named himself Batman on my birth certificate and it would have been fine. And she said, yes. I'm like, did you need to bring that up right now, Dad?
You were not in the mood for that.
I was not in the mood for that. What are you going to do?
Big G, you got to bite your tongue on that one.
Big G.
Read the room.
What are you doing? Big G with little G energy.
Little Bat G.
Little Bat G. Dude, it was like the first day the other day where it was like beautiful out. Like the sun felt powerful on my face as I was walking around. I was like, fuck yeah. We're in it. It's crazy that like there really is. And it happens so gradually that you don't feel how extreme the difference is. But like the difference in life in January versus early June you like can't even compare it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild. And I wonder to what degree I can even pinpoint how much more social I am in the summer versus the winter. I don't even know if I am or not. I can't even tell you. I literally don't know. That's how gradually it all happens. I can't definitively say I am more social during the summer.
Do you feel like you are, or you just
I don't
can't
know.
pinpoint it?
I feel like it makes sense that I would be, but then I think about it. I'm like, I don't make like big weekend plans with my friends to go do shit. And like, obviously weddings typically happen in the summer. Okay, fine. Or like during warmer weather. But aside from that, like I don't necessarily know if there is a seasonal trend for that. If I'm more likely to be social or not. What about you?
I see on the weather app that like, hey, it's going to be there's always one day in the winter that's like 70 degrees, one little tease. And then you go outside and you're wearing your shorts or you're wearing your pants and you feel the sun and it's just a switch is flipped. You don't even think about like, oh, I was wearing a jacket yesterday. You're just like life warm now.
Yep.
Life warm now.
Life warm.
Life warm now.
Life always warm.
Life warm now. And then, the worst thing is that, a couple weeks ago, it was really warm out and it was beautiful out. People are just flooding the parks. And then the next day it's cold.
Yeah.
And, I think, our new floor level of temperature is right around 55 degrees.
Yeah.
Which is pretty great.
It's pretty great.
Last night was freezing though.
Yeah. It was freezing this morning too, but now it's nice out. But dude, I think my experiment has finally worked with, being fluent in global temperature. So I started doing it with my phone. My phone's on military time, which is obviously very easy to convert. But I think that I can like within a degree or two tell you what most temperatures are if we want to play this game. Let's see if you can call me on it. So like maybe not extreme temperatures. Like once it starts getting into the minuses, it's just a little trickier for me, but like cold is cold. So like, but I'd be interested in playing this game. If you want to quiz me on what, and you'll have to tell me, and I can do it both ways, but I think the more challenging way in theory is to say, what is X degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
Okay.
And I can tell you the system that my brain sort of automatically goes to. But yeah, if we want to do this, it's a fun way to take it home. If you're trying to do this, which I suspect you are not, the easiest way, in my opinion, to do it is by knowing down pat on the 10 what each temperature is. That makes it really easy because then from there, it's not exactly, but like it's usually 2-ish degrees down in either direction. To the point where, and if you were to keep doing that, you'd end up being very wrong because it's slightly not 2. But then like you check back in on the 10 and that's where you like know where you're at.
Okay. So am I going to be asking you Fahrenheit to Celsius or
Celsius to Fahrenheit? I think is the harder way probably,
okay,
right?
1 second.
I guess it's interchangeable, but maybe it makes sense to do however you want to do it, I guess. I can do it either way in theory. I bet I'll be within a degree or two almost all the time. I'd be willing to say 4 out of 5 times I'll be within a degree or 2.
What is 100 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
Oh, so this isn't applicable because you'd be dead.
Yes.
Yeah. So like it should only be temperatures that the humans actually are in.
Okay. What is 20 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees.
Correct. To the T. What is 37 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
That is 99 degrees.
98.6. That's really great, dude.
That's up to 99.
That's a great thing to know. What's 0 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
That's easy, 32.
So it's 32. We believe you.
Okay, good.
We believe you.
Thank you, Lynch. Those are easy, but I appreciate it. But yeah, so that system typically works if you decide that this is something you want to do.
I don't, but it is very cool that you can do it.
And one day, bro, you're going to be in fucking London or whatever, and they're going to be like, oh, mate, it's 15 out, and you're not going to know, and you're going to wish that you...
And the phones and chat GBTs are down. The Black Mirror takeover, so you're going to have to fend for yourself with the outfit.
That's right. That's a good Black Mirror rap.
Yeah, it would be good. Can I read you a little beef real quick to send us off? So our building's group chat this morning, this little fucking brown-nosed kiss-ass bitch posts inside. They said, this guy named Andrew, does anyone know if the building is planning to compost? Has anyone spoken to blank about it? It's obligatory now since a few weeks ago. And then someone responded, don't remind them, we will get charged a composting fee. And so I emphasized that message.
Do you all know each other?
We,
By face? Like, do you know the guy who started the beef?
No, he doesn't have a profile picture. Some do, some don't. I don't, but I do talk in there about it's, stuff like this. And so, yeah, the person says, don't remind them. We will get charged a composting fee. Hard emphasis. My emphasis was shut the fuck up. This person responds, who? They will get charged a fee. And if they don't start composting, it's the landlord's responsibility. And I was like, they're going to pin that on us. 3 emphasis from my neighbors.
The guy kept going.
And then somebody, I'm not reading all this, but this guy, the one that's asking about it,
Jesus, dense.
sent a bunch of stuff. I swear to God, if this person is the reason why we get charged extra money, I will do something to you. Not kill you or hurt you, but I will do something to you.
That is a threat.
Is that a threat?
It might be.
Something, you know what? I'm not going to do something to you.
He's going to do something nice.
I'm going to do something really nice for you.
He's going to do something really nice.
It's just like, just shut the fuck up. We're not supposed to. Shut the fuck up. Victoria last year was like Domino Park does some composting program, and she's like, we should start composting. I was like, yeah, with all the time that I don't have. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's start composting.
Let's start composting. I don't care.
Lynch doesn't care about the environment, guys. It's going to be 40 degrees Celsius this summer. He doesn't care.
Or 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Right? That was 36. 32? 78?
Wait, what?
40 degrees Celsius is 76 degrees Fahrenheit. 74 degrees Fahrenheit. 72? 8? Isn't it a 36 difference?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, get in there with the Celsius. Come see us in Boston, June 12th. I'm also at the DC Comedy Loft, the 1st to the 3rd of May, which is coming right up. So pull up to that. Should be great. Also have Nashville, Charlotte, and St. Pete this year. I'm probably going to be adding a couple more. I'm definitely going to be adding a couple more, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Oops the Podcast, @gmail.com for your stories. I'm at Not Julio. He's at Ryan is Really Polite. Lynch, what else you got coming up?
Steam Room Etiquette this weekend. Check out my socials at Ryan is Really Polite. And then I'm actually going to be in Nashville for a bachelor party, so the next weekend. So if you have any suggestions, if you're in the area, and I'd love to hear some places to grab a bite. And thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.